Thank you, brother.
Yes, bro. Press computer is killing me, you know.
What?
Press computer. That is killing me, you know. Press computer. Oh, no, that's fucking hilarious.
What a setup.
Bro, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I told you, bro, I'm a visionary.
This guy came up with one set. This guy. Oh, we actually maybe need a new whole set. Anyways, our own candles and that.
We should, you know what? Yeah, if you guys have any things you think we should drop on our
Yeah, we should
let
add.
us know.
Comment. Put it in the comments. Comment, like, and subscribe while you're here. Anyways, on Culture Shop.
Let me just pop this thing because
Yeah, let me see you. There.
I get very, very fucking power, bro.
There you go.
But yeah, no man. What's it called? Fam.
Bro, see, I think they bullied me into getting a trim. Not gonna lie.
What?
I was gonna get a trim. Do you know what it is? Yeah, I know I need a trim, but sometimes I'm like, there's no motivations to get a trim because I have no motive coming up.
Yeah.
I have no events coming up, so I'm like, why am I really getting a trim for? Mm-hmm. And just like that, I was understanding. I was like, you know, if I was in the streets, I'd be like, nah, I need to be looking fresh at all times. So I get why they say married men will get comfortable and let themselves go. Yeah. Just like that, I understood because I'm like, if this was back in the days and I need a trim and I need to, even if I have nowhere to be, just because I'm going to be on the gram and I'm going to be on a podcast, the trims are going to be looking fresh.
How frequent would you get a trim?
Honestly, it's because obviously we had the live show in March. I think I got it for that. And I didn't because of the pod, it feels like every month we've had something on. Like we don't have something on January, February, March. Yeah.
If you were on the streets.
If 3 weeks max.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let it go past 3 weeks. But now I think I've got to let it go past like a month without making a trim.
You know what, yeah? I always just forget to book trims.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm always calling my barber last minute. Yo, Izzy, you got any cancellations, blah blah. Then it'll be out of office hours. Then he'll charge me for out of office hours.
That's because you have money like that. That's
Look,
how I say he's
bro, I
balling.
told you.
They say he's one of those niggas that deserve pussy. That's what they say. That's what they say.
I've gone to this place where if someone says, "Oh, did you? You're a rich man," or "Did you have money?"
You have to claim it. That's true.
Stop saying I'm broke. And you know what? Yeah. Ever since I've been doing that, money's been coming my way. I'm not even gonna lie.
Do you believe in like that manifestation of power in the tongue kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I believe like sometimes I say shit and it legit, like even the 90s baby thing. I had the opening. I remember saying it. We were supposed to have a guest and I was supposed to go to the show. I just told them, look, I'm opening for 90s babies because I guess then the guest can come in and depending if I say I'm opening.
Yeah.
This was we only found out like 24 hours before, but this was like a month before. And then we ended up opening. So I'm just like, man, I should start doing this more often. Even my role now, I remember I met a guy, shout out Christian. He was like, oh, this is what I do and this is how much I get paid. I was like, you get paid for what? What? I was like, I have to get into this. I have to get into that department. So I just, then eventually, even when they called me for the interview, I told the recruiter, I was like, look, I have no experience in this. And the recruiter was like, do the interview anyways. I was like, came to the interview, looked at them in the eyes. I said, I have no experience in this. Mm-hmm. Did the interview, got the job.
Now, what's going like the thing is like if you do it right, you can like it does work. And I feel like for me, right, one of the times where I was like, oh shit, this really, it's not being arrogant, but it's kind of like, so I went for a house viewing in the house that I was living with. I remember I told you I got kicked out for no reason.
Right,
so,
you got kicked out because you're making black.
Yeah. So I go to the viewing now, yeah, and it was right around the corner from my auntie's house, and because they were saying, oh yeah, what's called, there's like 9 other people coming to see the apartment, like we're just gonna see everybody and let everybody have a chance. We'll call you in a couple of days. But when I was there, I was like, oh shit, like we live right around the corner from my auntie's house. I could go to my auntie's house. You know, I was already talking like it was mine.
Yeah.
Bro, by the time I'm on the bus to go back to Navan, they called me and was like, yo, this place is yours. Do you know what I'm saying?
I believe heavy in that. Like sometimes like the energy you put out, and obviously this is like we're not horoscope babes. It's like, well, obviously then you have to put the work in.
Let's just start saying.
You know, there was like a solid year straight where people had that fucking subscription on Twitter where every day it comes up with. There was like a girl on mine that was Libra. So I'm like, I'm not subscribing to this because then my tweet come up every day. I'll just click whatever Libra is for that person. I'm just reading. I was like, cool. This is not related to me at all.
No,
all right,
you
I'm
know
done.
what's funny about that? Yeah, there's so many people that don't use their Twitter anymore.
Yeah, and it still comes. And sometimes that's how I remember the people. I'm like, oh yeah, he used to be here all the time. One person in particular was avid Twitter user, got off the street, and never used socials again. I love when girls do that. That's also how you know girls are back in the street.
Oh yeah, when peekaboo, I'm back.
And then first thing you do is you start checking you see the Insta. They must be back in the street. Check the Insta. So yeah, they're finished.
Have you ever just gone through like you just see a girl and you just look at her page and it's like no, I don't know what, nothing has jumped out to me, but I'm a year ago.
Do you know that glow they talk about? The post-fuckboy glow. It radiates off them. You can be like, yo, no.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, the toxicity's over.
They're talking about soft launch of boyfriends and stuff like that. They don't know. They do soft launch of being single when she hasn't posted for years, and all of a sudden she's posting 3 times a month.
Isn't it like dating now? Yeah, I'm just saying it's like you have to do that because how else do you now have to tell the world you're single? Yeah. If you're not posting, like you not have to go off socials, but you have to be like, look, I have to post a bit more frequently because I'm trying to get off the streets.
But and you know what as well, yeah, because it's one of those situations where a lot of men as well, like you know, some girls. I haven't been chasing you for years. Like some guys are chasing some girls for like 20 years. Like your man are weird, bro. Like she doesn't want you after 20 years, bro. Just leave it.
I'll get back to this.
We'll get back to it. We have to get something else to get back to. But yeah, there's some that I forget that you exist. Then you post a picture. It's like, oh shit,
yeah,
you looking good too. That's when all the niggas slide over and be like, oh hey boo.
I have a friend that they'll post something and then they'll tweet their private story. Oh, the thirst trap worked. They be getting young niggas like that. Oh shit! I just be liking. I was like, then do you know when the post trap worked? I have to go back to see what they posted. I'm like, yeah, of course niggas are gonna reply when you post this. Let me ask you this. What I wanted to go back to is they say never give a guy a chance that's been chasing you for ages, because then he has that resentment that like, oh, you took this long to see that I'm good. Now they start treating you like they hate you.
Yeah, I've to be fair, yeah, I have actually seen real life evidence of this for a while.
Yeah,
like there was one guy. Excuse me, I knew when we were like teenagers or whatever, and he was chasing this girl for years, bro. Finally got her, yeah. Bro, tell me why like a month later, this girl was telling me about all the things that he's fucking up. I'm just like, I swear this guy was obsessed with you like a month ago. He just bagged. I know he was over the world when he bagged you.
And the thing is, now he's been, because you know, sometimes like he's heard how all the niggas have treated you, and he tell you will treat you better. Now that he's with you, he thinks he can treat you like all the niggas will treat you because you tolerated it.
You know what's crazy?
So why would I do it?
You know what is so crazy? Do you know what's called? I've been seeing a lot of girls saying that don't tell your guy how someone an ex has done you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know about all of that. Mm-hmm. I didn't know niggas were out here just like, oh, he treated you like that, so I can do that too. Mm-hmm. But so that's the thing.
I like, look, we speak from women on this podcast, but that's what they say. They say something like the niggas that we will, again, TikTok, that's where I get my education from. Right. So they're like, you're watching TikToks and they're saying like, yeah, if a guy's chasing you for ages and sometimes you tell him all the dirt you've been doing on, he thinks that's your tolerance. Mm-hmm. He thinks, oh, you can withstand this. Not that I've gone through this, I don't want to go through it again. So they start to believe that.
Or do you feel like it's like you didn't see that play coming from a mile away?
Yeah.
Oh, so you dumb.
The guy's taking notes. It's like, you're following for all these lines.
Oh, so I wife the idiot.
This guy's so stupid. That's like, recently, I know he's gonna listen to this. Shout out Chan. He tweeted, "Oh, my barber says I have the best beard ever." I'm like, it'd be so easy to run game on you, bro. So he literally told you you're the only one I talk to, and you're blushing. You're gas.
He said I've never done this before. He said, "Oh my god, really?"
I've never took any girl here. It's like, whoa, you've never done this before.
You know what? Yeah, sometimes like I've seen in situations where girls are upset that the guy took another girl to their spot.
Yeah,
he took another. Like the reason why you guys found out about the spot and he just took you there randomly one day is because he's either got a reference.
Have you run that game before?
I don't go this, bro. He's either gotten a reference or. He's either got a reference or he took another base there.
The reference one slaps because your boy tells you like, yo, I drove up there, we parked in that spot, nice thing, and then you're like, thing went down. You're like, yeah, is it?
You know what slaps more than a reference from the boys? Reference from the girls.
Because they know what the other girls like.
Go here, Instagram picture. What's crazy?
The game is rigged. Everybody's learning secrets of each other. That's why sometimes I hate podcasting, man. Yeah. Niggas just revealing. We speak in football code. Nobody knows what a waterlog pitch is. Everybody's like, there was a waterlog pitch. Now everybody knows what we're talking about. The pitches, the game is rigged.
I was gonna say, yeah. Let's go back to this horoscope thing. So what's your horoscope?
Libra.
Let me see. Libra horoscope. Let me see what. Because my horoscope apparently always just uses me as a piece of meat.
As a piece of meat?
Yeah, bro.
You like that though?
No, I don't, man.
This guy.
Don't objectify me like that.
This guy says I'm a lover boy at heart, but
bro, I am a lover boy at heart.
We know you're about it.
Well, I'm gonna Google Libra characteristics and see if they match up to you.
Well, the Libra sign is balance. So
All right, so what is Libra? Blah blah. Libra personality traits: diplomatic, fair, idealistic, social. Obviously, George is a fucking social guy. Clever. Oh, those are the positive ones. These are the negative.
But let's go. This one.
Indecisive,
Not really.
non-confrontational.
I rather not. Yeah. I'm actually not, like I'd rather not confrontation until it gets to a point. I'm like, oh, we have to talk about this.
Self-pitying.
A little bit.
Unreliable.
Nah, I'm a quite reliable person.
Vain.
Yeah. My missus says I love myself more than I love her. Yeah, that's what she says. Especially when I get a trim. But that's because nobody in the house gasses me. So
No, what's cool? I saw Victor Alfred had a video. It's like when you call someone just for the trim. Nah, you know what? Yeah, we don't talk about Victor enough.
do you know
Victor comes up the most relatable and funny content all the time, and it's always just him. And even when he does the girl thing, like sometimes guys do that, and it's just mad cringy. And it's like why are you wearing a dress and all this kind of shit. But when he does, it's actually funny.
He's like the best, not the best person. One of the person I can describe him is like early Drewski. Drewski knew how to make skits of like social commentary. Like he says, oh, that guy that tries to get the girl drunk just keeps passing them drinks. Like, no, take a shot. Like I was like, oh, when you, bro, because when you're watching the skit, you're like, I've seen this guy. I know exactly who you're talking about. Or when he says, when your girl's best boyfriend shows up at the birthday party and he's like hugging her, picking her up, and you're trying to play it cool. It's just she's having a night of her life twerking, and at the end, it's just funny how I was like, yeah, niggas would do this. They're trying to be like, I'm not insecure. I'm not. That's actually something I want to ask you. Read yours first. What's yours?
Hold on one second. So let me. This is the romantic side of you Libras. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the notorious Libra characteristics is their love of love. With their tendency to gravitate towards beauty and excitement, Libras get easily love drunk. However, Libras will enjoy a lot of flings and enjoy the company of romantic partners. They're very serious when it comes to committed relationships. They choose carefully when it comes to life partners. Is that you, bro?
Yeah. That's actually pretty. That's actually no. That one is pretty accurate because, like, I think I was saying it. I'm very monogamous. Like, I've been in like relationship after relationship. But also, like, I've talked about it loads of time, like, choosing the partner for life, it was kind of like a thought out decision. Because, to be fair, it's also like, it is a partner you're choosing for life. I heard, shout out to the, like, Where's Your Head? I heard they were saying they had a therapist on. The therapist says, like, can you live with what you can't change? So, because it's no point of, like, saying that, like, oh, I can change, this is going to change. Or if I'm an emotional person, you go into marriage and saying that, oh, he's going to be less emotional as he gets older. You have to be ready to be like, this might never change. Am I okay with if this never changes? So, like, in that terms, yeah, I do like love, and I do like the stability it brings. And yeah, I did enjoy my share of like flings and going on dates and having different yeah, that was back in the days. Back in the days. What's your sign?
Taurus.
Taurus, sorry.
What's it called? Let me see. See, they don't name it the same way that they named it on your own. 1 second. Okay, so I'm just gonna read the highlighted parts. Positive traits: love their stability and find comfort in consistency. Yeah. Value honesty above all else. I'll give it to you. Don't shy away from hard work. I'm kind of lazy sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
But you said coming into this. To be fair, on the last episode of 2022, you said coming into this year you're gonna be on it. You've kind of been on it. You got a new job.
Thank God.
You've been on this, so.
What's called ambition and mental tenacity. Yeah, I'll give that to myself. Enjoy all things luxurious and cozy. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, soft life.
No, you know what? Yeah,
I hear that one.
The more I live, yeah, the more I realize like soft life is really like it's really a thing. Bro, like me and my boy went to Tenerife. Yeah, I went to this water park. So tickets were like 40 euros, whatever, just for the entrance. But bro, lines were long. Like we literally spent like the first hour and a half just not being able to get on anything. Then we go to see if we can buy like a fast pass, and they're like, oh, you don't have no more fast pass around. The only thing you can do is upgrade to VIP. So we're like, yeah, fuck it, let's just upgrade to VIP, innit? Bro, we should have done that from the beginning. Like, you know when you go on the ride, yeah, we come down, we're wet, we decide to go back up, we're looking at all the people we've already passed by. All these fuckers are dry.
They're just on their first go around. They're looking at the time. We're gonna have time for 4 rides.
Bro, no, because we went on one ride on our general admission pass. Bro, I think we were in that line for like 30 minutes, bro. And then on top of that, you get free food and all the things and all that. I'm like, bro, Yeah, no, yeah.
See, that's what I always say. Like, when you pay for convenience, you never feel bad that you paid for convenience.
Yeah,
Like, you never feel bad that, like, oh, I shouldn't have spent that money. Because when you did it and it made your life easy, because I'm going to, like I was saying, I was going on a couple of holidays and then we had to book the car to our place. It was like bus, car, whatever. I was like, once we paid for that car, I haven't thought about that money. And when I get the car to and from the hotel, I'll be like, this was a great idea.
Bro, even
this was worth extra €20.
Even there, we're on the bus, yeah. Like, because there was a bus pickup from the airport to the hotel. Bruv, this was a ghetto bus, bruv. Alcohol spilled everywhere, drinks, snacks spilled everywhere. God. I looked at my boy, I was like, you know what? We're taking the taxi back.
And when you take that taxi back, you're like,
bro, stressed out, enjoying life. Bro, nah, man, I wasn't ready for that. Anyways, negative traits, very set in their ways. Aren't fond of authority.
Yes, that is true. Because you've been saying this. You don't like to explain to anybody. You don't like to tell anybody if I come 10 minutes late, so it doesn't matter if the work gets done. You've said this many episodes. Straight to back days.
Because you know what, yeah. Sometimes I just let things go a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But then I do find myself like, because most times I follow rules and shit like that. But if I genuinely think something stupid, like, you're not gonna make me to do it. Like. Even sometimes at work, they'll say, everybody has to do this. I just won't do it.
Well, no, those ones are just, that is silliness. There's certain things that we have to do. I'm just like, this makes zero impact, zero difference. But you guys, again, it affects their metrics that we can see. So they need to get it done like
metrics,
that.
Bro.
I hear it.
Because even like,
it's not my metric.
At my job, one of the jobs, they're like, yeah, everyone needs to start coming to the office. I looked at my manager and I said, bro, I came into the office one day. I was like, bro, why do I need to be here? They
hit me. Do you know how I have a beef going into the office because I actually don't need to go, but I go because of work politics?
Yeah.
The other black guy, he hasn't been in like 3, maybe 4 weeks. Today they go to me, is he always meant to be working from home? I'm like, oh, God. See, the bro doesn't even need to be here, but because now you haven't seen him for a while and you're here every day, you gotta bring it up to the other black guy. Yeah, facts. So I was like, what you want me to do? I'm not his manager.
Like, we're not even boys.
I know you longer than I know him. I don't know him.
Yeah.
So you can actually ask him yourself.
We know him the same amount. And also, you're his supervisor. You tell him.
But I was just like, I don't know, man. You'll have to ask him. Yeah. But yeah, cool.
Can take their pleasure-seeking ways too far. The less said about that, the better. Perfectionists.
Yes, maybe not perfection, but little things annoy you, like the wrinkles on the.
Bro, yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, I consume information in steps.
Okay.
So I'll see one thing, and then once that thing is gone, then I'll notice the next thing. Keeps going on that way, and then romantic, because I keep telling you, man, I'm a love boy at heart, man.
Well, when we asked you on the airpod before, like, what's the most romantic you've done? You had to think about it for like ages.
Because a nigga doesn't like to brag, you know.
This guy's such a galley. Over the last while, I've said this to Dage, or even off the pod. I'm like, Dage is like the franchise player. Now everybody's noticing. I'm like, I know it. I've said it on the pod.
Anyways, I'll do romantic like I did for you, and then we'll move on. You can bet that a zodiac sign with Venus, the goddess of love, as its dominant planet, won't be shy away from romance, because Taurosians love perfection, need for stability, and resistance to change. They won't rush into a relationship with just anyone. No, their partners have to be something spectacular. Why are you saying like we got higher standards?
Yeah, maybe you do.
If you're dating a Taurus, be advised it might take some time for them to open up to you. Blah 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 blah. Once the Taurus has chosen you, their loyal, genuine nature. Loyal, yeah.
Well, obviously,
genuine.
He has to be a loyal Taurus because he's a black man.
Facts.
And as you know,
black men don't cheat.
But
yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, so with this whole power thing, yeah. I genuinely feel how I feel about the world, and I feel about religion and everything. Right, is I feel like there's a power in the world, like it doesn't just a power, no good, no evil, no bad, whatever, and everybody has access to that power, but not everybody knows how to get access to that power. And because not everybody knows how to get access to that power, some people need talismans to get access to the power. So for some people it's Jesus, for some people it's Islam, for some people it's horoscopes,
Jude.
For some people it's Jude. Do you get what I'm saying? And like none of it is bad. It's just your intentions to do whatever you want to do with it.
Even from a scientific point of view, it's like the whole conservation of energy. It's like energy cannot be created or destroyed, and energy is constant. So like the energy from the start of the earth till now has been the same energy. So what you're saying is there's a constant power or energy that exists that people tap into it in certain different ways.
And some people just have enough self-belief that they just make it happen.
Yeah, and you do need to like I always say this. There is a level of delusion that you need to believe. That like Kanye needed to be delusional to say "All Falls Down" is gonna be the song. If you watch that documentary, Jesus, because if it was realistic, after the third time going, he could just say, you know what, I went to these offices 3 times and they're not rating me, so I can just stop. So there's like he knew maybe more so in terms of music, anyways, to access that energy and be like, you know what, I'm gonna use that energy and access it because I have that level of self belief that I can do it.
Yeah, but and the thing is, like, genuinely, nothing is really realistic. Like 30 years ago, if you told people that you'd have a phone, no, even 100 years ago, if you told people that you have a phone that you can do this and you FaceTime people on it, and I'll see somebody that's on the other side of the what?
Yeah.
Or you told people that all they knew how to do was get around with fucking camels and horses, that there's going to be a big metal plane
Car.
that will shoot across.
That's
the
actually
sky.
a good point. Nothing is realistic until someone does it.
Exactly.
Until
You know what I'm saying?
someone you'll see someone like, oh, so it was realistic. I guess it's like back to the conversation last week of like dreaming big and not limiting yourself because you never know. Like even some of the stuff that we've done probably in our life, we'd be like, oh, that's probably unrealistic to certain people in the world. But like just as small as going to get a college degree.
Yeah.
So some people that's so far from their reality that they would see that as like me go to college, get a college degree. And then like we've done so like, oh yeah, it's a realistic thing. So nothing is really unrealistic, but just circumstances kind of maybe shaped that.
And even have you ever noticed like you buy a car and then all of a sudden you see that car everywhere?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
you notice a car and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I want that car. And now you're seeing it everywhere.
Mm-hmm,
But before you just didn't notice that it was there. And it's like all these things do happen. Like even some certain things. I had this weird thing when I was buying like my first car and stuff. Like I was scrolling through hundreds of cars, looking at whatever. And as soon as I saw the car that I ended up buying, I was like, that's my car. And that was it. It was my car. And it happened to me like three separate cars, and each different time it was mine.
Yeah. And like I was having this conversation this week. I was like saying, yeah, there's certain things that like it's like that feeling. It's actually so weird because you can have a feeling. I had a feeling like this week. I was like, I'm gonna get good news. And I said it like I was on the couch and I was saying it to Simi. I was like, we're gonna get good news this week. I was like, something's gonna happen. I just don't know. I just felt it. And then by the end of the week, like good news happened. And I was like, I knew something good was gonna happen to me. And I was like, this is class because then it made me think like, our thoughts become things. Like you're saying, nothing's unrealistic. A jumper was even as simple as clothes as a jumper or a hoodie. That was just someone's thought, and they made it into a thing.
Facts.
Do you know that kind of way? So I was like, yeah, that's why. If more people believe that, it's like, yeah, I had a thought even in our industry. Rogan was like, I'm just going to talk on the mic. And people fucking bought into that. So that is a good point to make, yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's crazy. I feel like even just different things like I feel like there's just so many examples of it in the world
Yeah.
that it's impossible to just say that it's not real. And then even like Christianity, like saying that if God says he made us in his image, does that not mean that we've got some godly power within us? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how I see it. I see it as like we're almost demigods and you have the power to do these things. You get what I'm saying? And it's even like, if you think about prayer, right? You're praying and they're saying, oh, pray and pretend like it's already happened. Move like it's already happened.
Act like you've been here before.
You literally act like you've been here before. And when you act like you've been here before, you just see certain shit that is like, you know when you say some shit and everyone is looking at you like you're crazy? Like, there's one thing that I always say and like, I know it. I'm not going to say it on the podcast. I'll tell you after. But every time I say it somewhere, people are like, how do you know? Like, and I'm like, because I know, like, I can just feel it. Like, it doesn't make sense, but I can feel it.
Let me plug in a quick intro now before we have more conversations on Charger. Before I plug in the intro, comment, like, and subscribe if you're watching this on Culture Shop. I know there's someone constantly commenting, and I really appreciate it. I've been seeing you. You've been tapped in, and you're commenting. I'll give you a shout out if you comment again this week. You know who you are. Anyways, and we're here. We are Charge It, and we are the podcast with the highest level of analysis the culture needs.
Okay.
I'm Uncle Jay, but you mans can call me Jordan. I'm here with.
You know, it's your girl's favorite voice, Big Dage, nigga with the Midas touch.
This guy is bad. This guy.
What's called?
This
Just picking
guy.
back off what Jordan said.
Yeah.
Maybe we should actually do a little comment thing. Like, if you comment and we'll put your name in the raffle, we'll give a little something.
We'll give you. Do you know what? And then we'll find something to do. Maybe at the end of every month, end of every quarter, we'll say if you're a subscriber and you comment at the end of every quarter, every month, Dej and I will figure something out every month. Even we'll see how generous we're feeling because Dej is a baller. You know?
Amen.
It's like
Amen.
he claimed it, but
Bro, I'm claiming that shit. Like, shit. That's some shit I didn't even tell you. I'm not gonna tell you on the pod, but this
guy's
shit I haven't
great.
told you,
I was
bro.
literally about to ask how's your weekend, bro. Once you get up to bed, because it was a bank
bro.
holiday weekend, so
Bro, you know what? Early charging. So, I went to Birmingham this weekend. It was what's called my friend's birthday. So, I was on the plane. my earbuds in like you do, and I heard something fall. I thought it was my Vaseline. I pat my pockets. It wasn't my Vaseline. I was like, calm. I leave the plane. First of all, my bags took forever and a day to fucking come out. I hate when that shit happens.
You put your bag up there, check
it
it in.
Yeah, check
yeah,
it in.
Yeah.
It took forever and a day to come out, whatever. But as I'm there, I'm like, oh, let me take my earphones out. No earphones case. I was like, fuck. I tried to talk to somebody. They're like, oh, if it's on the plane should be locked by now. It's going to be in lost and found tomorrow. Come back and get it. I was like, okay, that's not the worst. At least I'll get it back. I just threw the earbuds in here and I went about my day. Later on, I find my case. It was in my bag. You know when you do something, this is gonna happen, so let me do this. It was in my bag. I was like, all right, cool. Let me find my earbuds gone. So now I have a case with no earbuds.
And you can't even just buy the. I think you could probably buy a case.
You can buy a case.
Yeah,
I know it's probably like 40 quid.
And then you probably can't buy just earbuds. No. You'd have to buy the two though. You gotta charge that to the game.
I was angry, and I was at the airport, and I was angry because I've got two pair of earbuds that I usually carry on me.
Yeah.
And the other one of them is fucked, and I was pissed off. I was at the airport trying to catch my flight. Flight was delayed by whatever long. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I just went to go buy some new ones. You know when you just gotta. Oh, fuck it, let me just buy it.
Because you knew you had to take the plane back, so you have to be like, I'm going on the plane back. I'm going to have to listen. Do you listen to podcasts on the plane as well, or do you listen to music?
Nah, I tried. Like I've not listened. I actually don't consume as much stuff anymore. Yeah. Like I've lost track of my podcast like that. Apart from like Filthy Fellas and maybe 90s Babies, those are the only two that I listen to on a more consistent basis. And with music, sometimes
music is actually tough.
Usually, like. When I'm going to the airport, I like having my earphones on, noise cancellation on, and just playing music or listening to an album, whatever, and just going about my day.
Yeah, because on the plane, sometimes I'll be putting on a pod, but I'll fall asleep. I just fall asleep. Sure. Yeah, then I'll miss it, and I'm like, I fucking wasted that episode. Like I'm actually different because I'm like, I'm taking like, think about me is I make conscious decisions to do things, so then it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
Like I make conscious decisions I should go to the gym. I make conscious decisions, okay, I just need to do this in the house. So then that way, when I see it and it needs to be done, I don't need to be reminded it needs to be done. So that kind of way. So I make like a conscious decision to assume like Irish content. You know, that's probably what I'm consuming the most. Because to be fair, it's probably the easiest way to keep up with what's happening. Like you can't see everything, and that's kind of how I do it. But
when I was in the office, when I used to go to the office, bro, that was back then when I used to consume like. I used to actively listen to about like 40 podcasts, but it's because I had so much time to listen.
Yeah.
So now that I'm not on the move as much and I'm not in the office, where I can just have my TV, I'll just pop on a show or something like that.
Oh, what are you watching these days?
Oh, what's called Swarm on Amazon TV? Have you seen it?
I've seen the first episode, the end, like, spoiler alert.
Up,
spoiler alert. I watched the first, at the end I was like, what?
Bro, watch it, finish it, please.
How many episodes is it?
Oh, it's like 8.
Oh yeah,
it's not long. Finish it, bro. She is wild.
Because I was like, because obviously when you see the sexy with Damson and Chloe Bailey, I'm thinking this is the main two characters. And I'm like, why are they gone for? I did not gonna fuck more.
Bro, our next episode when we're by ourselves.
I'm gonna, Oh yeah, because
we're gonna talk about this.
Yeah, because I'm watching like right now. I'm watching Love Is Blind, brother. The conceptually, that show's ridiculous.
Absolutely stupid.
It's like one of those shows that like you hate it, but I hate watching reality TV.
Yeah.
Like I would watch it, I'm just hating on these guys because I'm a hater. I'm ethical hater. I just watch this shit. I'm like, this is actually not possible. So have you ever even felt that for anyone that you've just seen, not even loved, that you're like, the minute you saw them, you were like, that's gonna be my girl or that's gonna be my person. I'm gonna.
It's weird. Not in the moment. On reflection, kind of, but not like, oh, that's gonna be my.
Or do you think? See, that's the thing. That's my like after that. See, I've never felt the instant that like, yo, that's like I've never felt it. I never looked at someone and be like, that's my person or that's my girl or.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
I've never felt
it.
It
wasn't instant like that. It was more like there's something about you that I really fuck with.
Is she have big breasts?
Yes.
That's probably it. This guy. But like we can lie about it, but when we look at a woman, especially as men, first thing we're doing is like, that's fine. So objectify.
Like, obviously, I checked her out. Like, anyways, yeah.
This guy is crazy.
Yeah, obviously, I checked her out. But like, the thing is that I see like obviously there's bare fine women around, innit? Mm-hmm. Like, but I can see a fine woman and just be like, it's calm, whatever.
Yeah.
But then
of course,
there's some of them that I see and I'm like, There's something there. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or like, how can I explain this?
I actually understand what you mean because it is like there is more like if I always want to strip things down. If you just strip it down at its bare, there's your animalistic instinct, as because we are animals, react more towards a girl than they would have been a different girl. Like just even if they're both attractive, it's just something animalistically wants that.
And sometimes
girl
it's just
more.
energies. You know when you just focus
That's
on someone's
true.
energy, you just look at them and
Yes.
it's like, I like your vibe. And has this ever happened to you? Sometimes it doesn't even have to be in person. Sometimes it'll be over socials. It's like you just seem like a really cool person from what you post.
Yeah.
You could be a dickhead. I don't know.
And then, no, that I understand. It's like you could just say this person just seems to be like a vibe, and sometimes it could even be, it could just be a guy, and you're like, oh, what's his name, Uncle K on Twitter. Like he just be fucking funny. I'm like, this guy just seems like he'd be class to hang out with. Alright, he might be a dickhead, but like I watch his tweets and I'm like, this guy. But do you remember moments of like a girl that you've dated or you're dating or date? Do you remember the moment that you're like, do you know what? I fuck with you and I want to fuck with you for a long time. Do you remember that thing that creates that?
I don't know what created it, but I don't know. Like this is the thing, yeah. If somebody like, there's pretty girls,
Yeah.
but I can't fuck with somebody that you like. There has to be something about you that intrigues me because I get bored quickly. You see what I'm saying? If I can figure you out, I'm bored. Because have you ever looked at somebody and you see them, but you also see that the person that people assume you to be is not who you actually are. And then now I want to find out who you actually are.
And yeah.
And sometimes I find it out and I'm like, boring. But sometimes I find it out and I'm like, oh shit.
And you find that more. I find that more in adulthood that you get better at reading people. And because I heard this, like thing said, it was like, yeah, because there's only a certain numbers of characters in life, anyways.
Bro.
Like if someone comes from a 2 parents Christian household, it can go one or two ways. Either they're very strict, or you kind of know, like, I've met this person before. I've met a person coming from, or if someone comes from like a 1-parent household or with the dad and the mom, you're like, oh, I've met this person. Or they lived in a certain town. You're like, oh, there's certain characteristics that I've seen in you. And I've said it, I think I've said it before. It's like why your parents are so quick of spotting that, like, oh, that's a fake friend.
Yeah.
Because they've lived life so long, they're like, oh, I can spot that. Because the reason I asked is like, I was just thinking about it this week. I was like, what was the moment I was like, this is my wife? Like, because obviously you're dating. I was like, it was cool. When I was in Bali with my boy Ayub, and I was like, as I was living it, I was like saying, oh, I would love to share, like, my best moment, I just wanted to share with one person. And I was even writing notes, like, oh, when we come back, I'll take her here.
What?
When we come back,
Just
I'll take her here.
when I get home?
Yeah. And then I was like, maybe that was the moment I was like, I've never had this feeling that I want to experience my best moments with somebody until maybe that. So I was like, yeah, was that the moment that you're like, okay, this is my person? And how many times have people felt like, okay, that's it. I felt that.
All right, you see, like, I was having a conversation here, and it's like, you know that feeling that you're talking about, that feeling of love, that feeling that you're describing. I know some people don't feel like they feel that. Do you feel like you can preemptively almost feel it and then just completely go left and it can never come? If that makes sense.
What you mean? You kind of like start to feel it when you say,
start
nah.
to feel it and then you go. You say that.
I think that's true because it goes back to what you're saying. It's like the power of the mind and the power of your, like, what you can do. It's like even what you're saying, you can look at the girl and be like, this could be it. This could be. I like the energy. Yeah, but nah, I swerve. Like I do believe that.
Because there was one guy that I knew years ago, fucking years ago, right? And like he always talks about how he loves love and all this kind of stuff. But like I deep down, I sat there and it's like, you don't really give women chances. Like you don't really give anybody a chance to love you. But like, so it's kind of like, so is it that just every woman you've come across up until this point, you just haven't felt that thing for?
Or sometimes the idea is something's better than the reality of what it is. It's like when we talk about, like when we're telling Dave about his 9 to 5, like let's bring it back to that. It's like, oh, the idea is fucking class. Oh, weekends off. Oh, you get a set salary. Oh, yes, you're finished. You can go to the gym. Oh, you have a set routine.
But they don't know that 9 to 5, boy.
But and then when you're stuck in that rut, you're kind of like, yeah. And some people, I've heard of people like that. They like the idea of love, and they actually like the love at the start or what that feels like. They like that. Oh, it's a rush. It's exciting. It's new. That's what they enjoy. And when it goes back into like the routine of things, like they would say you can eat Nando's every day. Like you need to try different restaurants. They don't enjoy that part. They enjoy ever watch 500 Days of Summer? Kind of like that. It's like a guy, he keeps falling in love, but he's not really falling in love. He's just enjoying that place in the relationship.
So then are you then saying that you almost have to, like, obviously there's gonna be a natural feeling there that might get you to like a let's even like if we put on a scale of like 1 to 10, there's a natural feeling there that might get you to like a 4. Do you then when you get to that 4, do you then have to decide to then go with it to actually get into love, or can you just fall into love involuntarily?
I think both things can be true, you know. I think you can fall in love involuntarily because you've probably seen like people in general, boy or girl, they'll fall in love with a girl best friend and they have to firm them being with someone else and they didn't want to. Some people might not have wanted that feeling.
They fuck up the game for the rest of us, man. Bro.
But sometimes, like I'm saying, sometimes it's involuntary. Sometimes like I didn't even like you like that, but we spent so much time together. And especially, do you know when both parties are single? So when they do the thing that they'll do with the other partner, they start doing it with each other. Like they start going to like especially, and then when one person gets a relationship, all that stops. But you then miss that because you got to experience it with them. It's like, and you didn't even deep it in the moment that's what it was. You're just like, oh, we're just friends. We're going to the cinema. We're just friends. We're going for food. We're just friends. We're doing this. We're just friends. And now the friend gets into a relationship and you start to miss it. So, and
if you like, you can't be fully platonic if one of you secretly likes the other.
And that, see what I'm saying is you might not think you do like them in the moment until those things are taken away from you. You might think genuinely, no, we're being friends because we're doing these things together as friends because there's nobody else in the picture. And some people even get to a stage where they start like sabotaging other relationships because they're enjoying that friendship so much and they're aware that if I get into this relationship, I can't have this version of this friendship anymore. So I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, bro, that's not your friend, man.
Yeah,
that's not your friend. Like I do understand holding your friendships to high standards and stuff like that. But it's still if you care about the person that your friend is dating outside of this person just isn't like this person is just a horrible person for you. You're not really platonic. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm not gonna lie to you. Any of my female friends, bro, move to them, please. Do you want me to? I will help you. I will help you. Because I know that I don't like them and they don't like me. It's not like that. It's purely platonic.
Yeah, no,
you
understand.
Can fuck anybody. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Just however, if you end up messing with one of my boys, don't chat to me about it. Leave me alone.
Both sides.
Love is blind.
No. Love is blind. I was like, that's all. I just wanted to say that like the concept because I was thinking about the concept and I was thinking that like, is that even possible to just fall in love with someone from the inside? Because there's actually a situation where they fell in love, got engaged, and she saw him and immediately she got the ick.
Yeah, but
immediately she didn't want to touch him.
Genuinely, yeah. Genuinely, yeah. If I was in there, yeah, and I know falling in love with someone, and I get on, she's a dead thing, my love disappears, bro. Like, let's.
That's not love.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but that's not love as a show.
I was chatting to you for crazy. 2 weeks. There is nothing else that I love about you yet. Like all I can say is, yeah, you know what? She's cool to talk to, and she probably has a nice voice. Apart from that,
but do you not believe that like when obviously Demi was on Love Island, it says everything is heightened because you're there, so like maybe you do feel a version of love because you've been seeing them every day.
Yeah, and then when you realize that you see them and the glass breaks, the fourth wall breaks, and you realize that, I can't see.
Do you know, I'm laughing because I'm laughing because I'm teasing. I actually agree with you. Yeah, like, I don't think so. Like, I could look at it and I'm like, if I'm not, the physical attraction isn't there. It's a long day.
Look,
man.
This is the thing, yeah. I don't know why people like to pretend to be holier than thou, bro. I'm shallow, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not fine, I don't want you. Like, genuinely.
I hear it. Look, I hear it.
Look, if you're not fine and you're a really cool person, I always say this, you'll be a great friend. Like,
you be fine to somebody, beauty's in the eyes of the older man.
You gonna be fine to somebody. Maybe my boy, I could refer you. But not me, boy.
Actually, have you been in a situation where your boy, like, I think you've said this, but one of your boys and one of your girls, then they're dating?
I feel like yes, but I can't remember the situation off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But I feel like yes.
But see, I have to think, like, remember I told you we were all young, so everybody's in one big group, and then 2 people start dating, and everybody's each other's friend. And then when it ends, and you're still in that big group, and now one of them brings a new person in the group because they're seeing each other. Now you have to be big group with them and the new person. I'm like, oh, you know what incestuous streak.
I'm quick to retreat if something happens like that. Like, if something happens like that, I mean, I'm out. Like,
see, at this age, it's easier to retreat and everybody's in the corner. Well, when you're 16, 17, that's what I'm like speaking of. And everybody's like, you hang out, you're at parties, house. Remember, I don't know if in Navan, one person did a house party, everybody's at that house party.
Yeah.
Like, we're like the whole town is at the house
that's
party.
That's different. Like, what's called, seen, people are going out now and they say that it's at events. Like, that happens.
No, me, but.
That's because you are out here with the Mundele. You know what? Genuinely, yeah. Shout out to the Congolese people. Mundele is the best way to do.
Nah, man. People. Nah, that was. They said, Nigel's baby said, the exes are the people they here front to front. I bet your exes at the back, cracking up.
Yeah,
And you know the thing is, yeah,
they were
accurate. Two rows. If you went 2 rows down, you probably would have seen that there.
But so it's different if I see you at a party, but like not like we're chilling, intimate event.
Yeah,
you're just there, bro. What are you doing here?
Let me ask you this then. Moment of truth.
Yeah.
Do you never feel like, obviously, like, do you feel that if you were to go back out and like if you're dating in Ireland, you have to be cautious with your choice because you know that like it might be awkward. Not even a podcast thing. So there's certain places that we want to be or have to be, and there's certain like. Would you just be like, obviously, like I'm not in a situation. I'm married, so I'm off the street. I don't have to deal with that.
Situation.
Yeah, hypothetical situation. You'd have to choose more carefully, innit? Even if I was in the streets, I'd be like, it just can't be because if you fuck this up,
it depends how much. Like, it depends how much you give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck and like once you're over it, you're over it. You could be here, you could be there, you could be wherever. I actually don't care where the fuck you are. What, like, it doesn't make a difference for you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I hear it.
At the end of the day, right? If there's an ex in the room that you genuinely don't give a fuck about, like we're exes, it is what it is.
But do you think people think that like if I date in that group, it's possible to market in that group? Like, you know, like there's a group of 5, but if I date in that group, can't date those 5, but also can't date in that group either. Or do do girls even care?
Yes, they do. However, it can be done.
I hear it.
Well, actually, no.
I hear it.
Date seriously, maybe not. But fuck more than one, you can be done.
Yes. You might even be a referral.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think it's like they say that sometimes you don't want to talk up a guy's game because they might want to try. Because remember you were saying earlier, it was like sometimes I don't want a guy like him, I want him.
Yeah. Girls don't do it. I want someone like him.
He's like, why am I?
Bro, for a copy. He's right.
Because obviously, I only asked because the conversation of the incestuous family tree, and I was like, are people like more cautious about like how they maneuver, how they move, especially now that we have this. I hate this. Like I saw Mick say this as well. This scene, the industry. But
you know what?
Until people start getting paid.
No, but you
industry,
know what?
man.
With everybody, even just people that you're just randomly fucking, fuck with sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if there is a girl that I see and I like, you talk too much. Do you know what I'm saying? Why would I go there?
Like there's people, even niggas talk too much.
Exactly.
There's probably girls out looking at us like, do you know what? I wouldn't fuck him because it's a chatty pie.
Yeah.
And just like the same way you're looking at us like, if that goes left, my business is on the timeline.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Might as well.
Now there's
the
a thread about you and they're talking about you on podcast.
Because do you know what I keep seeing? I keep seeing these days they're slandering married men on the time that they said, how you married Richard Ring on a dating app.
That's wild.
In this island,
you have zero respect for your wife if you're doing that. Because you clearly don't care about getting caught. Because
don't give a fuck.
People are out here getting caught in the back of a snap that they didn't know that the girl had that person on snap. And you know how girls can identify you by your pinky. So he's being that discreet that the only way she could catch him was on a snap from another person that his boy that he doesn't even know that she knows. But you're out here bait face on Tinder.
2 days later, I saw, why is this married man in my DMs? I'm like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
My guy's on Bumble and it says to black people, what do you think you're going to find?
And the thing, because it's a screenshot era. So I'm just thinking, like, why do you think that you can get away with in a generation where everybody has phones, people are probably dating app more than ever because it's probably the quickest way to talk to people. We have a lot of 9 to 5s, you have a podcast, how am I going to talk to people? People used to go to bars. Now people don't go to bars. So you're asking yourself, I'm going to get caught. If you're going to do that, you have to be ready for relations to end.
Or you know what? Or maybe you use a fake name and you say, I don't know who that is. And then when you get caught, screenshot it, put it on the timeline and say, everybody report this page.
So someone's used my picture.
but genuinely, if anybody's on any social apps, on any dating apps, and you see my face, it's not me, no. No, wait. But also, just let me know because from that day on, I'm gassed.
So people can
use me to catfish. I'm fine enough that someone said he's the one I'm using. I'm gassed.
What if? But see, some people might do that as spy. They might use your face to move weird to girls to say, "Oh, that guy moves weird."
Bro, I'm letting you know now.
It's not us.
I'm not on it. It's
we're
not
not on dating apps.
It doesn't have the verified
Charger is not. has a blue tick.
I don't have a blue tick, but that doesn't have a tummy.
This guy is silly. Yeah, but because I was different. I was like, you have to be probably are people more intentional now because obviously maybe because I'm a bit older, I think about it like you probably have to be intentional. But if I'm 20, but no, deep. If you're 20, I'm 30 this year. But if you're 21, are you really thinking like this? You're like, I'm not gonna be intentional who I date. I'm gonna smash. We've been 21.
No, definitely.
You're less intentional there.
No, because this is the thing. Yeah, if you're a girl and you see a guy that has leaked babes nudes before, don't send him nudes. Do you get what I'm saying? If you're a guy, yeah, and you see that this girl has brought your full government name to the timeline.
Remember they used to do threads of niggas. They used to do this is how he cheated on me. Do you know the thing? The purpose of those threads, yeah. I know you want sometimes if you're hurt, you have to act how you want to act and feel better. If that's gonna help you make you feel better, fine. But for the most part, it's just and I don't care, man. I'm just here to be entertained. I'm reading this, sending it to Dej as I did read this thread. Well, I'm not reading it from a position of like pity I feel bad. I don't care. But someone did tell me it's like, so you know what? Sometimes when you're hurt, you just have to act like how you feel like acting like. Even if you're going to embarrass yourself or you're going to feel stupid in the moment, just act that way so then you'll feel better and help you move on. You might deep later like, look, that was silly, but it happened for the process.
That's perfectly fine. However, me as a regular person with common sense, after I've seen that one and I realized that, have you ever read the thread and be like, he wasn't wrong?
It's like, am I an asshole? I was like, yeah, you are, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So if I see that you baited out this guy's full government name, so if I do something that you don't like and you end up getting pissed off at me, now you're going to put my full government name on the timeline.
I mean, anytime the nigga's not wrong, would have said, we were in a situationship and said, he's not wrong. He was in a situationship, he moved to someone else, yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah. When you use the word situationship, I know niggas who use that word as a window to take the piss. Mm-hmm. Do you know that? Like, I know men. Men, they be like, you're not my girl anyway, so.
And you know what? I saw a TikTok today and it's like, men are so specific about the words they use, whereas women speak more emotionally. Funnily enough, was a woman that was saying this.
Yeah.
Like, they'll say things like, oh, you never listen to me, or you never do this. And then all of a sudden now it's a, hold on, I did that one time. So you're wrong.
And then you pick the saying is, I'll say it again. I was on the TikTok. It says, the point is, yeah, you pick the point that you were right in the argument and you stay on point.
Anytime you try to veer.
You say, yeah, but when you said this, you know, it's like when in the court of law, when they find one loophole in your argument, they might dismiss the whole case. You can't. So that's why sometimes like they say that like whenever they come like the Fed, they have points presented. You can't argue and say, wait, you said I cheated on you on a Monday. That was Sunday. You're wrong, man. It wasn't even Monday. It was Sunday.
What Sunday? I was here on Sunday.
I was here.
I didn't say I didn't cheat. I just wasn't there.
Nah, I love men, man. So sometimes that's why sometimes we're like women be complaining about men. I'm like listen to the podcast like, hey, you're right, but I gotta start with man them.
You know what?
Because I know niggas move.
You know what is so the funniest thing to me, yeah, is when I meet girls that date girls, and the more they date girls, the more they understand men.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah. So sometimes you have to play ball on the other side. Like, you have to play ball on the other side to be like, oh, okay. It's like, even us, for example, like we will hear something, and then only when you're in the situation, you're like, yeah, you weren't lying. Like, I understand what you're saying.
Literally, what's cool? Like, I've known people that have dated girls, and they would literally be like, oh, did you? Why are girls so emotional? I was like, oh, it's just now you're finding out.
It's like, oh, I love that realization because then one thing I love is confirmation bias. When people are speaking how I feel,
facts,
bro, I was like, I knew I wasn't crazy. Mm-hmm. I knew someone else felt this way, and this is sometimes I have to play to the person. I have to send them the exact TikTok because I told you I wasn't crazy. That this is how you behave.
So it's not just me.
This is like every boy in the world.
Nah, what else is we going on? What's called randomly? Don't ask me why. How far do you think you can get in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh,
bro, I am so bad with general knowledge. Like, how do these people know these things?
Oh, the thing is, when I did the 90s Babies one, I'm always good at that.
Yeah, that's very tailored.
But the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? See, I'm thinking of like when I was doing it when I was like 10. I was trying to answer those questions.
Bro, even now, bro, even let's take away from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Let's even say The Chase.
Oh, I'm class at The Chase. You know what The Chase reminds me of? Hotel Rounds. That's the only time you watch ITV. It's only in hotels that you have ITV on. Every time, like, if sometimes because I have because I never, you know me, like, I only watch sports content all the time. I watch sports in my house. If it's not sports, it's reality TV and maybe Power. But
You know what? I hate the fact that you're right because that's the only time you watch daytime TV.
I was like, every time I see a tipping point, it's like in between when you know when you're ready, you're lying down in bed, sipping on whatever drink you're sipping on. The she's get ready, she's in the back doing her thing.
Just watching
just watching the chase.
Jordan just saying, it's C.
I don't know. I get it. I was like, I would have got away from him. No, the chase I'm good at.
You know what?
I'm better at. Let's say
we're gonna. You know what we're gonna do? Yeah, we're gonna do a general knowledge quiz.
Come on.
I'm so, like, I just don't understand how, like, the general knowledge that they're asking you to know is too fucking general. Bro, how you asking me about someone from the Roman Empire and then you're asking me who wrote this fucking book and then you're asking me who directed this and who won this and who won the Olympics in 1940? What, bro, how the fuck does anybody, like, I don't understand how they get this knowledge. Because how do you know what to study for?
See, that's some of it is just transpired. It just goes through life. Like, you just have knowledge. Like, for example, the one who's like, "Oh, what's Shakespeare's longest play?" Hamlet. I knew that, and I was like, "Oh, I only know that because in school I studied it." But if I was like 10 when I was actually watching, because that's when I was watching Wants to Be a Millionaire with Dad, you don't have that knowledge. Some knowledge you just acquire through living, and you just see things as like, oh, where was the World Cup played in 2016 or whatever, 2014? You're like, oh, I just know these things.
Those ones I understand, and I can get those. You get what I'm saying? Like, some certain ones I can understand, I can get those. But then there's some certain shit they're asking, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, genuinely. Like,
would you do an IQ test?
Yeah, I'd stop an IQ test.
I did. I remember doing it one before because I remember when I was trying to be a doctor, I did the HPAT, and the HPAT is basically like I bombed.
Isn't that the shit that teachers have to do?
No, that's the. I know what you're talking about, but the HPAT is like before, if you want to do, because you see how medicine the points went so high, because especially because when we were doing our leaving cert, there was the peak recession. Recession was about to hit, so they were encouraging everybody to get into STEM. Because you need to make money. So the leaving cert point, but now I was in first year for medicine, was like 450. By the time I got to because obviously my dad's a doctor, that was always like one of my dreams as well. I get to the thing, there's like, oh, so everybody applies for medicine. Loads of people get 600 points, so they need to do a differentiator. So they created a test called the HPAT. The HPAT is like basically your IQ test, problem solving, what shape comes next, all of that kind of stuff. Bombed it. I think I got like 22%. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Okay, because I can't visualize how this shape would fold up.
Yeah,
I'm not smart.
Yeah, like would you? but that's the only thing I could think of. Like, how do we differentiate who actually deserves to do medicine in this country? But I chased it. I was like, and then I've seen loads. Everybody that I've known that's done it, because it was an era like all the black people, doctors, accountants. I was like, everybody I know has done it. Nobody has ever done well. So I'm like, who's passing this test?
Bro, you know it's the Nepo babies, bro. It has to be the Nepo babies.
You know, someone asked me what a Nepo baby is the other day. I was like, yeah, it's like, you know, it slaps some black people do nepotism.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Like, I see LeBron trying to get a son in the league. I'm like, yep. Get him in the league.
Speaking about sons, did you see Ronaldinho's son?
Brother. Do you know what it is, yeah? There's no trauma there. There's no something to fight for.
Yeah, no.
There's no something to strive towards. You're not in the favela in Brazil.
Yeah.
With your whole... There's nothing there, bruv.
Okay.
I'm better than him. And I have that video. I have that Glee video. I can ball that nigga. That was so ass. I'm like, why did they post this?
And you know the worst part about it? It was a highlight reel.
He was doing everything in struggle. I feel so bad for him because the minute I see Ronaldinho's son, I'm expecting to see flair, dropping the shoulder. You know, like, I'm expecting to see greatness.
When you say Ronaldinho, I'm seeing the ponytail dude.
And then it's, oh man, would it piss you off if your son is shit at his hobby like that? No, not piss you off, because everybody has to get good. By what age are you like, brother, you still have time to go uni? Because I was watching that thing, I was like, you can still go to college, you know.
but you know the thing is, he's going, like, if Ronaldinho doesn't have peace like that, does he?
No, but the guy was in jail.
Yeah, in that case, you better get good. Because, bro, you're going to need that check. No, actually, you know what? Is there anybody with like a really popular parent that the child then does something similar to the parent that are even close to the parent?
The only one I can think of top of my head is Eddie Hearn. the boxing promoter.
Yeah.
Like that's only one I can think top of my head because sometimes it's like it's so hard to be like the next, even close to Michael Jordan, because that's like he is
Don't
the
even
one.
try, don't even try.
Yeah, if Michael Jordan's number one, if your son is top 50, I think that's enough
Like,
close of a gap.
The only way you get close is if you're LeBron.
Yeah. But Steph overtook his dad wasn't great. See, if your dad's not great, it's easier to overtake him.
Yeah.
Because Steph's dad was in the league.
Journeyman,
It's easy. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Like, has there ever been a great and their son or their siblings also a great? Yeah, the only one.
Because like, you're not living up to David Beckham. Like, he was cultural. Like, it wasn't even just. David Beckham. Nah, he was that guy outside.
And there's some people that transcend sport, like David Beckham. David Beckham was more famous than he was good at football. David Beckham was good at football. But he dated the Spice Girls. He was in movies. He was in like ads. He was doing like rank Paul Scholes and them mans were good, but they weren't doing them things. But yeah, so it's like even with Beckham, you're just not matching up to the ability, because David Beckham in '99 came second in Ballon d'Or, so he was cold. You're matching up to the cultural influence. Like when they signed the son, I was like, nah, that's not it.
Would you rather be the parent that had to make it happen or the nepo baby?
Nepo baby.
Yeah, sometimes. I
I rather like obviously I get what you're saying. Like I get that. Are you satisfied being the great? If I could be the great, I'd rather be LeBron than be Bronny Jr. Yeah, because I made this happen. Who put this shit together? Me. So I understand that. Like
I built this shit.
Yeah, being
brick
by brick, being attached to greatness and being the great one. I actually understand what you're saying. Obviously, I was messing, but I get the argument. It's like, why am I struggling? Why can't I just be born into wealth? But they also say nepo babies. Sometimes they feel like they have to earn their name because everything is given to them. Like you watch Power Book 2, the white guy Braden.
Yeah.
Like he says everything's given to him. He's like, how else do I make my name? And he's found something he's good at.
Wait, are you watching Power?
Yeah, watch Power Book 2.
Are you updated?
Yeah, brother.
Yes. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
You know what, yeah? Because I rewatched Power a while ago, yeah?
Yeah.
And I remember watching Power and everybody hated Tariq, right? Because it was one of those things that it's like, you don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Why are you pretending to be this guy? But you know what? Tariq is actually putting work.
Yeah.
Like, think about it, right? He did the robberies. He did the robberies. He's shot niggas. Like what's going on?
He has bodies.
Yeah, he caught.
You caught another one.
You killed my sister, and I came to kill you, bro. He's bodies. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, killed his dad. That one he needs mad therapy for though. You can't.
Yeah, bro. He killed his dad.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, obviously, because Kane is the bad guy of the show, but like. Tariq ain't far off. Like, he's putting work.
Kane is like Simi's crush. And sometimes I'm uncomfortable when he's on TV.
Let's put our hands up. That's a fine man.
He's like, do you know them ones? You know if your girl has a crush, it has to be undeniable. Yeah. You know that ones?
Yeah.
It's like, I can put my hands up to that. I can put my hands up to that.
One thing Power does, it puts them in some drippy fits.
Yeah.
Do you see that black?
Do you see
that
the
black
TikTok?
Louis Vuitton? Ooh, that black Louis jacket is hard.
They just be wearing Montclair. I was like, who's 50? You got money like this,
bro? No, that black Louis jacket.
Yeah.
That he had is hard. But no, that's. And then you know what as well? Like as much as women love the tough gangster, bro. Like they love the.
That's true.
The energy.
He can protect me. He gets shit done.
Bro, oh my god, I would just feel so safe. You know when it's like, get me my shit now. Oh, my pussy's wet. No, but yeah, that's
Clip that. No context, just get that fine.
Yeah. No, I actually will. What's up? Oh, yeah, no, that's a fine man.
Yeah, but just something like Braden, like I'm saying, like nepo babies. Sometimes you have the expectations now that because your family's done so great, so like I can do this, so I just don't want it to be handed to me. Sometimes you might feel that pressure, but some nepo babies just be like, hey, like his brother. I'm just gonna get drunk, do coke, and just enjoy the soft life. Yeah, so if like I'm born into this, I need to fight it. But I also understand, like, remember we were talking last week on the episode with Leon, trying human beings. We want to find purpose. We want to find what we want to do. Like earlier, it's true. It could be through religion, through your work, through what you do. And actually, Matt, do you think you found your purpose?
Nah, I feel like if I found my purpose, it would let me proper focus in.
Yeah.
I just don't like. Excuse me. Right now, I'm just so I'm so scattered that I wish I was one of those people that cared about that one thing.
Yeah.
Like you see how like let's say Cello cares about music, it's like, bro, music.
Doing anything else was like a waste of time.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, so
yeah.
you can just put all your energy into that. But when you're kind of like, I don't know really what my purpose is, I don't know really what I want to do, you're just kind of scattered, putting 10% here, 10% here. But if you had that one thing, just 100% go for it.
Yeah, no, I hear. I'm kind of on the same mindset. I don't know what my purpose is. Like, just that one thing's like, when you find out one thing you enjoy doing, everything else feels like a waste of time. Like, sometimes I get those moments when for example, when we do a live show and the Monday after I'm in work, I'm like, I would. When I was there, I felt like, okay, I can do this. Or when we even forget live show, even when we have like a sick episode and I go into work the next day, I was like, man, when we were flowing and the jokes were bantering, I felt like,
Jordan would text me, put that on the drive, let me listen.
yeah, I was like, it was just going. But I don't know if I found like a purpose or a goal. I don't think I've ever really like been that person. Like,
But also, like,
do you need one purpose as well, though?
do you need a purpose?
Do you need is it just one thing that can be a purpose? Like you're saying, I have that one thing and that's my purpose, or can you have multiple? Like, no,
I
purpose
think
is
I
my
think
purpose.
you can have purpose, and I feel like your purpose can change with different stages of your life. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, some people, like, one time my therapist said to me one time, ages ago, she was like, you had to be that person to survive back then, but you don't need to be that person now. Do you get what I'm saying? So your purpose back then could have been something else.
I hear
and then
that.
It could be, because I feel like people think that the things that get you to there, to your main purpose, wasn't your purpose, but I feel like it might have just been your purpose for that moment in time, and then it springboards you onto your next thing.
I
and
hear
then
it.
next thing
Because
is
your
your
purpose
next
could be survival. That could be like, I'm zoning because I need to survive. And because like, shout out to like in the work in the community, like I'm saying, I like the scenes in a great place, and like shout out, I see the work KD does. It's like open circle. I'm like, has he found that's like his thing to live in it and to embrace it and to grow it? But he's also like building a studio where he gives people a chance, a platform to blow. I'm like, from the outside looking in, like I don't know, but sometimes you're just observing. I'm like, he looks like he's found his purpose or his thing, but like obviously for the rest of us, not for the rest of us, I don't want to speak to you, but for me, I'm like still doing my 9 to 5. I do this for a hobby, but like it's like have I found that thing that I can just be like, do you know what, this is it for me?
And I do feel like even look at the Jafaris episode, when Jafaris is like, he did the music thing, there's probably, not to speak for him, but it probably seems like there was a point in time where he thought his music was his purpose, and he went through hard on the music, and then when he started reaching the pinnacles of his, not
very high level to kind of be like, do I want this? Yeah,
it's like, oh wow, okay, how I feel probably isn't like how I feel however I feel, and then after having that walk that he had, it's like, oh shit, you know what, maybe my purpose is people instead.
Yeah.
And it's not music, maybe music is just
a talent I have.
was a purpose to get him to the next purpose, and be like, all right, cool, from this age to this age, you need the music, so purpose, music, and then once you get to that place, it's like, okay, I've reached a place I've reached a level where I feel like I'm comfortable here.
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of like, what do I care about now? And then you pivot and you're like, oh shit, I actually care about people, and you go that way.
Now I hear. Sorry, just checking the Chelsea result. We're losing 1-0. No, yeah, because I hear you. Because we like sometimes we like to put life in like black and white, as if like you can have one dream or one purpose and that's your purpose. But what you're saying is actually spot on. I think is like that could be your purpose for the next 3 years, and that could lead you to the next thing. We don't have to find like, this is what I'm living for. Your purpose, my purpose could be as simple as, and I might not know it, taking care of my people around me in whatever possible way, and that could be it. And we're trying to, maybe because we're not this word I hate, creatives. I hate buzzwords, man. Buzzword, the scene. I don't feel like a creative.
Industry. I don't particularly feel too creative either.
Yeah.
But a wise person once said, "Don't belittle your talents."
Fair enough. So, and that's what kind of was saying, because maybe we're in the creative scene, let's say that creative scene. So we feel like, oh, our purpose has to be within this. And the Jafaris analogy is right, because he could have felt that. He could have been like, oh, I'm a musician, so this must be the purpose. I'm good at this. People fuck with this. People validate me for this. So this must be the thing that I'm meant to be doing. And then you do it, it's like, it could be someone at work, they're good at their 9 to 5, their class. We've all seen the person good class at their 9 to 5. And then they're like, this isn't really what I want to do. I'm just good at it. Some like George St. Pierre, UFC fighter, his loads of sport analogies. He said he was just good at fighting. He didn't like it.
Yeah,
he made him money.
What's called the Manuel Devore? I think that's the name of the brand. Footballer. So,
Yes.
I really want to do this. Let me go make some fashion.
Yeah.
But back to power, yeah. Fam, the baddest of the baddest bitches.
Let me guess. Effie.
Effie's fine. Effie is very fine. But now, what's called the plug? What's the name? What's the new plug's name?
Bona.
Mona. Yeah, bro. Why did you chop off her hand?
Yeah.
You could have just taken the rig off.
You know, they wanted to show, like, this is being back in English class. They wanted to show how bad she is.
No,
and wanted
I get
to make
that.
an intention.
But
So
I'm just
chop
like-
off her whole hand.
I'm just like, bro.
Monet fucked up killing the cop, though. She did too much.
Monet is so annoying, man.
So emotional,
and you
man.
know what? Both Monet and what's her husband's name?
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
Papi,
But
that's what they call him.
Don't call him.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
They're both such bad parents.
Yeah, bro. The daughter just wants out of the game, man. They keep going to her.
My guy's dropping off bricks saying, "Yo, you gotta do this for the family."
And then they're killing a cop in front of her, accessory to murder. Leave her out of this.
You know what I'm saying? So because you're getting pressed by your son, that
Lorenzo.
because you're getting pressed by Kane, and you can't handle Kane.
He's doing too much.
Kane.
Yeah.
I know, but I see why he does that.
The blackmail thing. He's not that guy, man. He's too emotional as well.
No, but this is the thing, yeah, right? When you've been the one that's been putting it on, and you're the enforcer, and like in the streets you need to be ruthless and all that kind of shit, and you see your brother that is not about it. He doesn't want.
But in the streets, you need to be ruthless or tactical. Because Drew is tactical.
Both.
Yeah, Ghost was both.
Yeah.
Ghost was ruthless and tactical. He could do it, but Ghost, he had to get to a point where he had to do it to do it. Like other than that, he'll try to find a way to talk himself out of it. Whereas I find like Drew maybe is too tactical. He just talks. He wants to have a game plan. Where Kane is too rash. You just do shit. Like you're not thinking through this.
Yeah, but the thing is, right. Kane isn't more valuable, but he's more valuable. If you put Drew out there because I feel like Drew, he is a killer, but he just doesn't like to do it.
Yeah.
So he would rather not do it.
Yeah.
But on the surface level, if you're a person that is in an organization, Kane is going to be more useful to you because he goes out and he enforces. Niggas are afraid of him, and because niggas are afraid of him, they're not going to come and try you.
Kane isn't. I get what you're saying in terms of enforcer, but he's not a leader. That's my thing. He plays a specific role, and that role doesn't suit a role in a leading position because you need him to be like, we need to get shit done, and he gets it done. But if he's the one that's saying like, this one needs to get done, this one needs to get, he's not good in that role. I was watching it reminded me of a quote I saw. They say said your wife isn't stubborn, and she doesn't. It's not that your wife is stubborn and she doesn't listen to you. She doesn't trust you to lead, and that's the thing with Kane. People don't trust him to lead. It's not like he's not good at what he does.
It's because he's rational. But what I'm saying is to him, and he just feels like this guy doesn't want this. He's not about it. I'm here. I'm willing to learn. I'm doing it. I'm running the streets right now. Like, why would you not give it to me? And you're shitting on me at every opportunity you possibly shit on me. So I'm going to prove myself. And you fucked up. I caught you. I wouldn't get caught doing some stupid shit like that. So I'm going to blackmail you.
Is there a thing of wanting it too much though?
Wanting too much.
Wanting it when you reach your desperation, because we see niggas that they'll be doing too much, and that's why the girl isn't on them because you just want it too much. Like even there was a podcast guest on 90s Baby. She was like, "I don't fuck niggas that want me too much because I feel like I'm doing charity by fucking you."
Oh, slum power.
Yes. So she's like, when she said that, I was like, you know what? Sometimes like even. Not even true shit. Even like you'll see girls that want marriage. They really want it, and you're looking at them and like, oh, you're a fine girl. Why is this not happening to you? Then sometimes I'm like, maybe because you come off desperate and it turns people off.
It's first date and you're talking about marriage, bro. Yeah, I love you, bro. I don't even know if I like you yet.
Yeah. So,
there is that, and obviously, like the thing is, he's actually not built for that role. You can't be as rash as he is because look at in the last episode where he goes to go sell the guns. And Lorenzo was like, follow us. Yeah. Because he knew exactly what was going to happen.
There's no trust to him. So, and he's telling Lorenzo tell him to leave. And he's like, let me count the money here. I was like, bro, leave.
No, but you know what it is, yeah? I feel like he suffers from feeling like he's the baddest person on earth.
Talk on that actually.
What's called? Because the thing is, right, like even I was watching the thing today, Big Boy was interviewing Snoop Dogg. And Snoop was like, I didn't like hitting him up. It's like you're buying problems, and it's like you think like we're gangsters and we're about it and all this, and you think there's no other people just like us out there. There's other people that are exactly like us out there, and it's just got to be their day.
Yeah.
And I feel like Kane thinks he can body anybody, kill anybody.
Yes,
blah,
he
blah.
thinks that guy too much.
It's almost you get this air of invincibility.
Just put that between the two of us. Yeah.
But you get this air of invincibility, and then you think that you can't be humbled like that. And then that's why that happens.
No, I hear it. And like, you do need a mix of the two. And I understand why you would prefer the guy that's like oh, he's gonna think this through more, even if he's not an enforcer. And to be fair, if he could just lead Drew, and if he could just get Kane to enforce, it actually would be a perfect duo. But like again, Kane is stubborn. He's not gonna follow orders from Drew until it makes perfect sense to him.
Because Drew isn't like the thing is Kane can't follow.
Yeah.
He has to follow someone that's ruthless.
Yeah.
And Drew just isn't that. But yeah, nah. You know what? Like genuinely, I actually really do enjoy Ghost, and I think it is kind of better than Power.
Yeah.
But it's good, but it's bad at the same time. I don't know how to explain it.
I know, and I actually kind of get what you mean. There is scenes I'm like, but sometimes I feel like it's a bit rushed. Like,
The fact that Monet has no emotion.
Yeah.
And also, what she's doing to her daughter is absolutely completely just fucked up. Like,
I just think they need to let that girl. Do you know there's that scene that she's speaking of the daughter? But you know when he walked in the dorm room and that guy was there and you were her. Yeah, as a parent, you just know, like, if I'm walking into a situation, if I was like 30 seconds later, they'd be on this couch, butt naked, just doing the thing.
Have you ever been in a situation where someone might walk in just before something crazy is about to happen?
Yeah. And then they cock block. Oh, yeah, of course. And then they're the one cock blocking you and just waiting, are they going to leave? And then they're just there chilling. You're like,
and that's when someone wants to have a full ass conversation with you. That's when someone wants to do, oh yeah, but how have you been? Like, I just feel like I just want to talk about fuck off, man.
And you know, this was like back in the days when you knew the girl had to be home at 6 o'clock because it gets dark. And you're looking at it, it's 5 o'clock. This nigga's still here chatting. You're like, oh, I'm not. And then she's like, I gotta go. Now you have to walk her knowing they're like, I'm not gonna get anything. Like, I'm not gonna get anything out of this now.
I did not participate in that when I was a teenager. I did not get any play.
Oh yeah, you said
I didn't get play.
Because it was like what? Nah, this was like back then. It's like one guy had a free gaff. Everybody, anybody chilling his free gaff. His mom went to Nige.
Yeah,
so we're all chilling there. He gets to a stage. He gets to a stage where he says he's going shop or whatever. People just used to come in and out. So then you're just chilling. The two of you are like, all right, it's about to go. And then one guy comes in and you're like, read the room. Sometimes I've been the guy in the situation where I walk in and I can see the tension in the room. Like, oh. Like, yeah, actually, bro, I'll chat to you later.
Crazy things are happening.
I was deep in it, like, yeah, sex in your teens is actually crazy. 16 was way too young to be doing that shit, man. Fucking hell. Yeah. That's got to charge it.
Yeah, but to be honest, when you're 16, you think you know everything.
Yeah, oh, God. It's insane how little you know the way when you get older. It's like they say the more you know, youth is wasted on the young. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah, like what's called it's the same curse we've all gone through. The same way that we'll tell somebody when you go college, do this.
Yeah.
The same way they told us, and we're like, oh, fuck off, man.
And then you understand your parents' frustration because I have a teenage sister, so you're trying to tell her, and you're seeing her be stubborn. You're like, oh, I understand what it's like when you're a parent and you're trying to guide someone the right direction, and you're like, okay, this is just not gonna listen.
Yeah, but you just at this point you got to let people make the mistakes.
Yeah,
there's almost nothing you can do about it.
I think that's like probably the hardest thing being a parent because you want to let them make their mistakes, but you don't want the mistakes to be detrimental. Like I think you can recover from losses and you can recover from mistakes, but there's certain mistakes that like you just can. Choosing a partner, choosing the wrong one could be detrimental for your life, and what like back to Love Is Blind. When Bliss brought her dad wasn't on it because his dad's looking at her like this. You don't know what this could do for your life. You don't know who this guy is. You've known him 20 days, and certain mistakes, catastrophic. On TikTok the other day, a girl's giving out about the guys that she's had a parent with, and like I know sometimes it's like things change, the people change, the side of them come out. I understand, but it's just one of those things that like you thought you had a baby with this person. And she's like, now that they're co-parenting, it's like, he's a narcissist. I hate when my daughter's there because the way when she comes back and there's things that she sponges up, it's just different. So there is those kind of things that like, yeah, you want them to make mistakes and learn, but you're also worried that like, this is a mistake that's detrimental. Like, there's things like, I'm not going to go to college. When they're 17, I might be like, you'll go in a year. Like, I'll be like, all right, after a year, so what did you do with your life? Nothing. Go to college. You've made the mistake when you have time to kind of pick up for it.
What's good? Random. Weirdest thing happened to me the other day. Yeah, I was in a shop center and I was going to my car. I know when the shop center is full, car parks are all full, and people are kind of waiting for people to go to their cars or whatever. And I was going to my car and I saw this guy waiting, and I was like, "Oh yeah, bro, I'm hopping out if you want to take the space right there." This guy looks at me, laughs and says, "I'm listening to Donald Trump."
I hear it.
What I said and what he said, bro. I was just like.
I hear it. But I hear him. Have you ever heard Donald Trump speak? The guy's fucking hilarious. The guy is Puerto Rico.
I was just like, what the fuck is that?
I don't know why he said it to you like that, but if I was listening to Donald Trump, I'm like, bro, you need to listen. You see, Joe Biden's actually in Ireland.
Why?
They told us pull up Friday. I was like, late tomorrow, bro. Go meet Joe, man. Get him on the pod. You saw talking about getting Michal Martin. Michal is amazing. Michal Martin, the tarnished.
Who the fuck is Michal Martin?
The tarnished.
Who the fuck is that?
Something like below prime minister. He's in the government party. Sha.
The Taoiseach.
They do back and forth. Him and Leo Varadkar.
I'm so far removed from Irish politics.
Yeah, same.
Like,
I only started keeping up with the pandemic because they told me to go outside and how far I can go. And then after that, it was Leo, and then Michal Martin took it, and then back to Leo again.
wait, so you can do back-to-back Taoiseach things?
It's a collision party or whatever they're saying, so they can just be trading.
So there's two people doing one job, and they're both
Trading.
and they're both getting paid from taxes
Your tax money, yeah.
to do one job.
I think that's how it works, yeah. I
Government,
think.
start letting people go. Because, bro, taxes, yeah. You know when you look at your tax and you're like, I know goddamn well you did it. You're with me shooting in the gym.
I got my first tax back as a married couple there January though. Slapped. Slapped. This makes sense.
I need to go do my tax back. I haven't done tax back in a couple of years.
Sometimes you might find that you owe them money.
If they didn't get it.
Or something, because they sent me a letter the other day. They say you owe us €200. If you don't pay us, we'll start taking it from each paycheck for the rest of the year. I was like, do that then. Divide it myself.
I tell you.
I don't care what you do with that money.
Let's go. Last thing, yeah, real quick. Did you see this thing versus 20 v 20, 50 v Wayne?
Yes, I think I've said this before, yeah, but I think overall we overrate 50 Cent a little bit because after the massacre, it wasn't great.
Yeah, but he's got 2 diamond albums.
I know.
Some people don't. I don't think Jay-Z has a diamond album.
Give Wayne the features.
No, like this is the thing, right? Anything less than 10 songs, 50 almost takes it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
50 has like what 50 did, yeah. What 50 did was absolutely insane.
Insane.
Like I was listening to 3 Shots and they were just reminding me of things that about 50 of like he had the water, he had the shoe brand, he had the video game.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
the one
yes.
game. And I remember being a kid banging this game, and I was
The
enjoying
movie
this
then
game.
came out.
We got the movie. Also, by the way, that movie is ass.
Yeah, I remember watching pretty like recently. I think I was home alone. I was like, let me watch Get Rich or Die Trying. God, it was bad.
I watched it like maybe like a year or 2 ago. I was like, what the fuck? Because I remember being a youth and being gassed watching
Yeah.
That movie is ass, bro.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, sometimes being a youth, yeah, this was before the internet and Insta. Anytime there's breasts in the movie is instantly better. Anytime you could see like breasts in the movie, like American Pie, there was a scene where he had like loads of girls lying on his bed, on his couch, and they're just titties out. I was like, yeah, this movie instantly. Back then, anytime there was like titties in the movie, I rated more. But yeah, let's back to the verses.
We're gonna get back to this breast thing. Put a pin in that. But yeah, no. So yeah, 50 like has cultural things, and the thing that I hear what you're saying about it. It feels like he's overrated, but I don't really think so because 50 has those bangers that make you feel it in your soul.
Culturally, and maybe the peak. I always say this. I think his and Lil Wayne's peak is probably higher in terms of if you're just talking peak, like Drake peak for longer. But if you're just talking about heights of like culture and music, him and Wayne, I don't think it's touchable. Untouchable. I don't think because they did it before social media. They did it before. Like we knew about 50 Cent when we were 8, living in Cavan. Like they did it before any of these things. So I always said like their peak. I think they have the best 2 peaks in music in my era, anyways. Hip hop, especially him and Ting. But sometimes I look at it musically. I'm like, after the massacre, he has like another 5 albums that are not that good.
Yeah. But it's one of those situations where when you have Get Rich or Die Trying and it's what like 18 tracks and like damn near more than half of them are
classics.
Classics.
Classics. Like Many Men makes up for like 4 classics itself.
Bro.
That's like a load. It's 4 classics.
And this is why I feel like I think this is the same. Wayne is gonna have the same problem with 50 that Chris Brown has with Usher. You're not playing anything that's beating Many Men. I'm sorry, but you're just not.
Like there's even sleepers like patiently waiting. I've been patiently waiting for my track to explode. Clickety, piggy bank. Now massacre, and get rich without trying,
bro.
Wankster.
Like,
God,
so, and that's why I say if it's 10
if it's 10v10, it's
if it's under 10, because like you could beat patiently waiting.
Yeah,
you could beat Wankster. You're not doom.
And I don't know what you heard about me, but it can't get out of me.
There's certain things. 21
Just
questions,
a little bit.
21 questions
21
is hard
questions.
to beat. 21 questions is hard to beat. However, if you bring Wayne, and also because obviously it's because it's versus, you also got all the G Unit stuff.
Yeah, Disco Inferno. Your mama show me how to move it.
What's called? You got some shit with Eminem. You got some shit with Dre. You got a huge catalog. You got all the G Unit shit. However, Wayne's got a stupid amount of drink.
And yeah, I think that's it. Because of the features even did back then, even like the Make It Rain remix, the ones with DJ Khaled, because of even the Mr. Carter, I'm right here with my
but once again, yeah, I
it's
feel
too cold.
Like Wayne's highest selling single is Lollipop, yeah. But Lollipop culturally was great, but I don't think it.
No,
it's not a knockout point.
Yeah, no. I think if we were to do the peak for peak, I still think I'll take 50's peak over Lil Wayne's peak. But that 3-year run where Wayne was on everything, I think in the 20, the thing that gives him the edge is the features.
Yeah.
I think in a 10, even the features won't help him. But because even stuff like, I know you throw it away, he's on Look At Me Now. He's randomly on Look At Me Now. And he's on Loyal.
Brown. Ooh.
You know, he's just random.
He's on the motto. Now you got it.
Yeah, he's just randomly on those kind of songs. Do you know that's what I'm saying?
I need a soldier. Where they at?
Yeah, see? I think that's what gives Wayne the edge, because he's on so many features that like a lot of them could be classified as classics.
Yeah.
You know that kind. But whereas Wayne, 50, I don't really know if he features as a strong feature catalog. There's no verse on the feature that I'm like, 50 embodied that feature.
It's all right.
Even AO Technology was like,
No.
Was that his song or Justin Timberlake?
No, that was his song. I think that was
Yeah. I don't think, like, in terms of features, I don't think 50 has a strong verse on anybody's track that I'm like, How We Do is 50 Cent, not the Games, is it?
No, it's Games.
Yeah, but I think just How We Do is good as well.
You know what? Yeah, like because some people were talking about it like it's a 50 Cent has a Ooh remix. Ooh,
I've never heard that remix.
Either way, what I'm saying here is that I don't feel like Wayne has knockout punches like 50 has. Wayne will smack you with, like, Wayne will give you consistent 7, 8.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
50 will come out with 5, 10s that are damn near unbeatable. And like I said, it's the same problem that Chris has with Usher that Wayne has with 50. Yeah. Because Usher, when you like,
there's nothing you can do about You Remind Me. There's nothing you can do.
There's no.
There's
Confessions 2 comes out and there is nothing.
There's nothing you can do. Yeah. Like
even as good as Deuces is a song, it's not beating Confessions.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you go into that 20 now, like
I'm saying, when you go into that 20, you go past the 10, you realize after Massacre, there's no more knock. And I think that's the thing. 50 Cent will sound so hot that the dive will be, because if you do I Get Money or Window Shopper,
don't ever do I Get Money.
it's just not doing what many men did. So maybe that's also the victim of 50. The drop off is just so the great, like the level of distance from the great one to the okay ones it's pretty big.
Question, yeah. With 50, you're doing 20 versus 20 with 50, right?
Yeah.
Do you play Power theme song?
Yeah, you have to. Especially in a crowd. If you're doing it in a crowd, you have to do Power theme song. I never remember they tried to put Trey songs and everybody said, fuck this, man. Run it back. We actually bullied 50 Cent.
Yeah.
50, run it back. The old internet said 50, run it back, man. But I'd actually like to see it. But I think you're right. In a 10, there's 50 just has songs. Even How We Do. There's just songs that
go.
I know hip hop started in the 90s, but it blew up with 50 Cent and Eminem in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
it really blew up then, and then Wayne carried the torch, and then Drake carried the torch. Obviously, we had other greats in that era like Kanye, but those explosions, like Jay-Z always says, Jay-Z said he's heard 50 Cent coming out. He says, everybody just lay low, don't drop anything, wait for this to pass. Okay. Wait for this to pass away.
Does Wayne take Kendrick in a 20 versus 20?
In a 20, yeah. Like I said, Kendrick doesn't have like you always say about Kendrick, and it's so true. You can't just play Kendrick.
Yeah. Does he beat Cole in the 20 versus 20?
Wayne beats in a versus Wayne beats nearly everybody.
Fair enough. It's just annoying that there's, it's just, oh shit. Something else we're going to talk about. Fucking Izzy coming out and doing.
Come on, that was going to be my Jordan's charge. Alex Pereira, charge him. The son, it's the son. You know, you wanted to do, lie down, sorry. You wanted to do, oh, I'm dead. Now they did, you're 12 years old, they looked at you, and Izzy fell.
Do you know how?
Charge it.
Like, I love that level of pettiness.
Bro.
Oh my God. Okay, for context. Because I always say this, yeah. Sometimes the storyline from sports is more interesting than actually watching the sport itself.
I saw a TikTok and it said how you get your girl into sports is you give her the storyline.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what I was telling you. Storyline, narrative sell.
No, talk about it like it's a reality show. I guarantee
literally that's what the TikTok said. Say, you know, Kevin Durant then left the Warriors and he betrayed him. The team that beat him, he joined that team just so they could beat LeBron. It's like, oh my God. But if you go, KD scored 40.
Who cares?
But it's like, yeah, he's a traitor. Oh, he's a traitor. Okay.
So anyways, for context, right? Yeah. So Isreal Adesanya, what's called in the UFC, doing his thing, is a middleweight, bad man. Then this scary motherfucker, where's Alex from?
Brazil.
Brazilian motherfucker, big.
He actually, did you put a picture here? He actually looks like a villain from a movie. 100%, if you watch it on the YouTube, they just probably put a picture somewhere.
Right here. Anyways, big, scary motherfucker. And he does this thing when he comes in, he does this, like, pulls the ball back, lets it go, some scary shit. Bro.
Let me stop you there. If this was certain, like Joe Rogan said this about John Jones here, if this was in the like 1700s, 1500s, like people like John Jones and Alex Pereira would be leading men to war.
Also,
there's just nowhere for them to do it now, so they find the UFC.
Another person in there, Erling Haaland as well. That's a Viking. You cannot tell me that's not a Viking.
There's certain characters that we see today that if you go back in the days, they are warriors.
100%.
Alex Pereira, that's a guy. He just found a way to channel it. Like remember the energy thing. He just found a way to channel that into UFC. Yeah. If society wasn't like this,
it would be war.
It'd be war. But 100%. Yeah, go back.
Bang. Arrow shit, crazy motherfucking shit. So him and Izzy fought twice back in the kickboxing days before Izzy got into the UFC.
Yeah.
He beat Izzy, only man to ever knock Izzy out. Izzy has come to the UFC and he's been ragdolling everybody.
Beats everybody. Only Jan Blachowicz when Izzy went up.
Yeah. Beat him. That guy was...
He just stayed on top of him. We don't care now. They don't care now.
It was in a different weight class. Yeah. So anyways, now they've meet each other in the UFC. It's crazy.
No, let me give more context. Context. Izzy did an interview saying Alex Pereira, he watches my life. He watches me. I don't watch him. He's probably there somewhere one day. He tells people in the bar. This one Izzy's star was high. He tells people in the bar, I beat that guy. I beat him. Alex Pereira see this interview, yeah? Alex Pereira leaves kickboxing glory. He says, I'm going to the UFC to beat that guy.
He said, oh shit, you want me to pull up? All right, cool. You're calling Boogeyman. I'm here, innit? So my guy comes, has a couple fights, smacks the people that he beats up. So now it's time for the clash, him and Izzy, yeah? This is going to be the third time they've been going at it. Izzy was controlling the fight. Things were going, was it fifth round?
Fifth round, we were 3-1 up in the rounds. So we won 3 rounds as we were Izzy, innit? We spoiled black Nigerian man.
That one. And bam, knocked Izzy out. Well, he didn't knock him out. TKO. So TKO, for those who don't know, the referee stopped it.
Yeah.
So
he was beating Izzy up so bad that the ref said, oh yeah, he's had enough. Stop it.
All right, cool. So then,
that's 3-0 now. Alex Pereira
that's 3-0. Alex Pereira has the belt now. Everybody's saying, bro, Izzy's done, man. Someone can't beat you 3 times. That's it.
He has your number. I even said it. I was saying he just has his number.
He has your number.
And sometimes in life, that's the thing.
Sometimes in life, yeah, that no matter how hard you try it, I always equate it to like brothers, right? The older brother will always be able to beat up the younger brother, and it doesn't matter how big it starts getting techie when there's like massive like size differences, right? But if we're of the same size and shit like that, more time I just have that mental thing over you that I'm your older brother, that I'll fuck you up. Like my brother now, Yusuf, I love you and all, but try it, you get smacked up.
As manager, you know.
You know like that. You know, sometimes
oh, just on that D2D, they're having a brunch back holiday weekend on the 29th of April. Be there, buy tickets.
Make sure you buy tickets to that. It's gonna be a wonderful time.
Dawn to dusk, come on, it'll be there somewhere. We'll share it again.
But yeah. Anyways, so now everyone's saying, Izzy's done. He can't do this, but because Izzy's the champion, he's been doing this for a while. He gets an instant rematch. Calm. This is the way these things go. So now it's round 4. Izzy's saying, look, this is the thing, yeah. I don't care about the belt. I know how to beat this guy. Like, and nobody's believing you. Like, bro, you have 3 chances. You can't beat the guy, bro. It's over. Like, just allow it in it. Izzy's like, no, I'm not letting this thing go. So anyways, the night comes now. They come out. They do their thing. Bro, you never guess what? I fell asleep. I didn't even get to watch the match. I fell asleep. I was there. I fell asleep, bro.
I had to go downstairs because, like, obviously I was in bed. I was watching it.
I know you screamed.
Yeah, because obviously, like, that's like Simi watches the UFC actively. She watched the first fight. She was like, "Don't wake me up for this one. I don't want to stress. Just tell me the results when I wake up in the morning." With the John Jones one, I screamed and she woke up. I woke her up. I was like 6 a.m. So we go, John Jones one. He's back, man. He's back. It's so. Like, I always say this because I only live with her. When shit happens in the sport world, I'm like, who am I gonna tell? There's nobody else here.
It doesn't slap the same in the group chat.
Exactly.
I need you to look at how excited I am.
That's exactly it. So I went downstairs. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So now's the night. What's called first round goes how the first round goes. We're in the second round now, and for a moment it looks like we're having deja vu. The same way is the fight got stopped in the first fight.
Bro, I was
that
stressed.
exact shit was happening in the second fight. Bro, I was watching the highlights. I was like no, and then Izzy comes out with this hits him with the right hand. The guy falls, hits him again. The guy falls, smacks him on the floor.
Hammer fist.
Guy is laying. You know when you get home and you're just tired.
Yeah.
And you just lay on the bed like this. That's exactly how he fell onto the floor. Yeah. Izzy, first thing he does. Bro, how do you use your own? You're such a prick. You knock me out and then you use my celebration against me. Like, do you know how rude that is?
And then the first thing he does, because when Alex knocked him out 2 fights ago, Alex had a young son, 5 years old. Because Izzy slept. The son went beside Izzy and he pretended to be knocked out. So Izzy, as he's won, in his highest win, imagine the highest moment in your life. You're just so happy. You remember a 5-year-old kid who's now 12 years old. You point at him in the crowd, yeah? And then you do a celebration because you just knocked out his dad.
And then the boy starts crying. Give me those tasty tears, bro.
Alex Herrera's son. That's on Jordan's strategy of the week.
Bro.
You gotta charge it this time.
No, but fam, when I saw it, when I was watching the highlights, I was like, no, not again. And then next minute he's on the floor. I know you screamed.
Yeah,
I know you
screamed.
Bro,
when he was taken, and I watched the replay. Like the best place to see the replay, go to Luke Thomas on Twitter. He kind of breaks it because he said he uses aggression against him because they knew he'd get excited and he'd unload. And the minute he unloaded, there's a scene there's a place where Izzy looks up, jabs him, and then bah. Because I was like, oh, he rope-a-dope like Mike Muhammad Ali did. He's like, but it's such a risk because if they caught him, if Alex caught him for legacy defining fight, and now Izzy wins. So
he's champion again.
We were champion again.
Black champions we have. Izzy's the only one that's back.
Nigerians have run it back, because at some stage they said KSI is the only Nigerian that won a fight this year after Usman and Joshua lost. That's what they said. That's what they said. So Joshua and Israel have now won. So
yeah, now
back. I thought the carry last. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else we need to speak about?
Nah, that's it. That's a good episode. Yeah. This is the new charger. Like they just told you guys, and.
No, go ahead.
No, that's it. I was going to wrap it up.
Man, tell us how you feel about just the both of us. Tweet us. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. And as always, this podcast is still brought to you by our Rum Candles. The candles that smell fucking fantastic. The candles that will make you leave it in. The candles that will help you get your girl back because we know some of you guys are struggling out there.
Why are you throwing shit at them?
I'm not throwing shade.
They said they're struggling to get girls. No, get the girls back.
Yeah. What's called? It's also brought to you by Allion Brow Stylist. If you want to get your brows laminated, it's Allion. ALLEON _ brow stylist on Instagram. What's called? If you do want to get your eyebrows laminated, tell her charge to send you. She'll get you 20% off. No, 10% off.
10% off.
Tell
Yeah.
her charge.
That's actually us as well.
And what's called? What's the other one as well? Vision Lab.
Vision Lab.
If you want to come here, take pictures, record music, record a podcast. VisionLab.ie. When you're booking your slot, essentially charge it 25% off. And yeah, man, let us know how you feel about the pod, innit?
Yeah, and let us know how you see about the duo. I've actually asked a few people that have listened for feedback, so positive so far. But this is it for now. We do, like they said, I don't want to repeat it. We love the guests coming on, but I understand the need to build your own brand and people understanding that this is the Charger Boys, And if you didn't like anything that we said on this podcast today, well, you can charge it. Thank you for listening.